the university for giving me this opportunity to come and address you. It is not always that one has the opportunity of addressing the future of the nation, of talking to those who will take up the gauntlet after we might have gone. And I must congratulate you on your success in gaining admission to the University of Lagos. You couldn't have done it better. This, as far as I am concerned, is the best university all over the world. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it is the best university all over the world. This is where I was made a lawyer. What I'm going to tell you today is not so much of my biography, but it's something to let you know that the best you can do for yourself is to love yourself. You must love yourself, you must love your neighbor, you must love your country. That is when you are doing the best for yourself. Yes, I was introduced as Krad. Who can tell me the meaning of Krad? Sorry? I'm your reporter, so I will hold the microphone. She said, and she got it right. Please give her a round of applause. She said it means Kunle Adegoke. Beautiful. That is the exact answer my wife, who was then my fiancée, gave when her mates confronted her. What is the meaning of this Krad? She apparently did not know, because I appeared to her as a gentleman. I came like somebody who never knew troubles. But later, she got to know the meaning of Krad, and she was surprised. But by then, she was already hooked. Yes, I'll tell you the meaning of Krad along the line. When I was in the secondary school, sometimes around 1984-85, I had two brothers who were Marxist revolutionaries. You probably will come across much about Marxism in your general studies, probably in political science or in sociology, when they will just give you a brush about what is meant by the writings of Karl Marx. Well, I was groomed into this revolutionary school when I was in Form 5. Your SSS 3 today used to be our Form 5 in those days. I was groomed into the school. One, because of the big grammar they were speaking, impressive ideas, and I joined them. More so that I knew that what they were talking about was the need to change society for better, for all of us to enjoy the resources that nature has given freely to humanity, for an economically developed nation that can take care and provide for every one of us. That was why I joined the group. It was a revolutionary group. By the time I left the secondary school, yes, I had one of the best results in my school then, and I decided to go for advanced studies in Oshogo Grammar School. Oshogo Grammar School was running a level program. I joined it. But by then, I had been radicalized internally. There was an occasion that had an altercation, and these are areas that I think you must avoid. You don't have to be rude to your elders. You cannot be rude to your professor. You cannot be rude to your lecturer, but that doesn't mean you cannot speak if they are talking. You have the liberty, you have the authority, you have the right to push across ideas to them, argue with them. That is when you show that what they are teaching you is making impact. you are not required to be completely docile and unable to voice out yourself. They are not training you to be dollars. They are not training you to be donlees. They are training you to be men and women who can hold their own at any point in time. But that doesn't call for rudeness. Yes, as an impressionable young man, I came across my principal of the A-level study, and we had an altercation. I wasn't the best mood, and the man was so hungry, it resulted into some altercation. On that day, because of my conduct, I was expelled summarily from the school. I couldn't go back home because my father was a cloth weaver, an Ashoke weaver. The life of a cloth weaver is not so much a sweet one when it comes to being hardworking. By 8 a.m., you could have resumed behind the loom, weaving, till about 6 p.m., 7 p.m. No time to play, no Christmas, no New Year. We were always walking around the year. Now that I was expelled from the school, I couldn't go back home to tell my parents. The only person I could tell was my elder brother, who tried to intervene, but he was too young to go and talk to the elderly persons who were the authorities of the school. It took about 1 month outside the school before my father got to know. He had to come and apologize and beg. Then, as my punishment, I was sent into the forest, the Kenya forest. We used to call it Kenya forest, the Mahu forest, a very thick forest. And I had to clear the whole forest within 2 weeks. It was a very hard labor. But I had to do it because I couldn't go back home. And I didn't have admission elsewhere. And I couldn't dream of another future except that of an educated gentleman. I did it, grudgingly, angry with them, and always feeling righteous. At the end of the day, I graduated from the school. I had 9 points. In those days, it wasn't easy to pass A-levels. I had 9 points, which was sufficient to give me admission to study law in Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, and so many other universities. I had an opportunity of a scholarship from an American university where I was given the opportunity to study law or political science. I started thinking about it. Do I want to go to America? Can I afford to leave Babisi, my dear friend? Before I would come from America, somebody would have married her. Can I afford to leave Lolade, another girl that was befriending? And I started looking for reasons why I must not go to America. America, where they used to kill blacks, very racist. I justified it, and I decided that I was not going to America. I didn't follow up on it. Then I wrote down, and to God be the glory, I was offered admission. I actually wanted to be a journalist. Thank God that dream never came to pass. It is not a bad thing to be a journalist, but what I was destined to be, ultimately I wouldn't have been if I had made it into journalism actually. Now, I got admission to the University of Ilorin. November 26, 1989 was the day I resumed. It was a fantastic day. The environment was pretty cool. The Amazon breeze was coming gently. And the whole of Ilorin then was a nice place to live. I don't know what it is exactly today. Some young guys who knew me when I was in the A-levels and knew what I did and knew my orientation, my ideology to be one of the Marxist revolutionary. The moment they saw me in University of Ilorin, they said, Kunle Adegoke, Kunle Adegoke. And I was like, you spoke that nonsense. People didn't understand radicalism to mean what it actually means. They felt it meant rascality. So I was trying to caution them. But these two brothers, Fowowe brothers, they insisted, no, that's what I'm going to be calling you. I couldn't beat the two of them. I now have to be appealing to them. Guys, let's take it easy. They said, okay, we can funkify it for you. We can make it sound funky. So we call you Kunle. Is that okay? I said, it's not okay. Because I didn't want the authorities to know that there was a radical as a Jambite. But I couldn't live the life of deception. Shortly thereafter, we started campaigning for the reinstatement of the Students' Union, which had been banned in the university. The battle was tough. The first year, the second year, by then I became a NANS leader all over Nigeria from one institution to another. We didn't have time to attend classes as such, but it takes a genius to be a radical. I must tell you that. Yes, I got to the final year with my solid 2-1. Because the best you can make, that you could make in those days was 2-1. Not now that the university has liberalized the marking process, which is better. Because in those days that we were graduating as best students with only second class upper, they were denying us the opportunities that we could have had with our mates from South Africa, from US, from Canada, and elsewhere, who made first class. Those ones felt that we were not as brilliant as they were. But by the time we took the master's exams or PhD, we would get distinction which they couldn't get. So that is why when I tell you that the University of Lagos is the best university, I knew that they taught and they were teaching. And I believe that till today they are still teaching. Yes, I learned under the best professors. Professor Jelili Omotola, those who fought till he died. Professor Emmanuel Amoki, Professor Amechi Kelu, Professor Adeogun, those were brilliant scholars. Professor Akile, may he live long, and so many others like that. Professor Ilashenwa, she's still in service. And for you to have the opportunity of these air guests, including Professor sitting down here, you should consider yourself sitting long. Yes, we started agitating for reinstatement of the Students' Union. We fought. I was from a very poor home. Very poor home. My father would give me 30 naira. 30 naira was meant to last till 2 weeks. Whereas my father forgot that I borrowed 10 naira to travel from Ilorin to Osogbo to go and collect the pocket money. After giving me 30 naira, I would return 10 naira to the lender. It would remain 20. I will spend 10 naira to travel from Osogbo back to school. Then it will remain what? 10 naira. How will 10 naira now be able to take me from the beginning of this week till the end of next week? I will now go to the market. I will buy rotten pepper, spoiled tomato, onions that were getting bad. Because I needed a pot of soup that would last 2 weeks. I will cook it. From the first day after cooking, my soup will start tasting sour. And it will last at least 7 or 8 weeks with complete eba, marking it down. That was when eba became my best food. You can see that the reason I'm not fine. I had too much eba. That was the only thing I could afford. Now, in the final year, in my final year, I was the Secretary General of the Students' Union. I was the Secretary of NANS for Zone C, as said by our FC. And those were military days, the days of military dictatorship. We were fighting that the military must go. We were fighting that life would be better for our fellow students. And Nigeria must be a greater nation. Yes, we had a crisis with the government. The government of Babangida believed that some of us Marxist radicals were the ones that supported Oka coup in in 1991. And he verily believed that we're trying, which was correct anyway, that we're trying to bring a revolution that will kill all of them, which was quite true. And the opportunity came for the university. We had a clash. The protest was massive. The police came and shot tear gas canisters into the hotels. Somebody was using gas cooker to boil food. When the gas and the canisters landed on the gas cooker, it resulted into a big fire, and the hotel was burnt down. I was on the permanent site where I was mobilizing my fellow students. Yes, we were too young for what we were doing. We did it in excess. I must tell you this. We did it in excess. And that eventually led to my second expulsion. Yes, today, this morning, I saw the letter of expulsion that was issued to one of us. I can't trace mine. When I saw it, I now scanned it. I used my phone to scan it. I now sent it to him. He is now a second-term member in the House of Representatives. When he saw it, he started laughing where he was. The document had become completely brown. Completely brown. He read it. We expect for insubordination. Yes, you were highly, we weren't violent, but we were too tough for the system. So when we were expelled, two of my professors who actually to be radical revolutionaries too, Professor Ojibaki Yanju and Professor Oduleye, and many other professors, now Professor Umiraji, who was sacked in Obafemi University as a professor before court order reinstated him. They now called me. What do you guys intend to do? Why don't you let us go and beg? I said, God forbid, I would never beg. In final year, he said, you were in final year. I had even written my project. I wrote on pedagogy of resistance, analysis of Obafemi and Ndudu Naira Power at the trial of the democracy, respectively. They were appealing to me to let us go and beg. I said, no. Okay, what are you going to do? I said, I would rather go to another university. They said, I want this. I said, I'll go and write down. They couldn't believe it. And anytime I make up my mind to do something, forget it. So far, I believe that I'm on the right way. I went back, I wrote down, I got admission to the greatest university in the whole world, University of Physics. Yes, I'm very pleased I came into Unilag. I'm not speaking English now. Forget what I was speaking. Those days I used to rap. Talking to my lecturers and what have you, they used to believe that probably I was a foreign student because my hair is naturally curly and it was plenty there. But they used to believe that probably I didn't get it curly. I was a fine boy. You know, that was how I got into Unilag. I got into Unilag penniless, no money. A younger person in my area, whom I taught in WAEC, I was trying to do jam, also followed me. Either I did not have money to feed myself, I still brought somebody along to the university. He carried my gun of book with some little gun, my books, and my clothes, the few clothes that I had. I came into Unilag. To register became a problem because I couldn't afford the registration. How much did I actually need? Was a small amount of money. I probably needed something like about 800 naira to complete all the entire process. But at the same time, I must eat. I went to a friend, Adegoke, for him to assist. He said he didn't have money. But he could take me to his elder brother, who had just graduated as an executive student from Awolowo University. But the brother does not know that I was the one that brought me, because the man had his own challenges then. I went to the man. Guess how I was dressed? I wore my friend's shirt. My friend was very tall and huge. I was very small and lanky. I now wore a shirt. It was apparent that I was wearing a shirt bigger than myself. I rolled the sleeves. I wore his jeans trousers, and I had to roll the waistbands several times before it could hold. Then I had no shoes, but I was a proud owner of a very beautiful pair of slippers. That was how I was dressed. I went to my friend's uncle's place in Abibu Street. When I got there, the skyscraper, we didn't meet the man, so I had to wait. Around 10 minutes, the man came with his briefcase, shining, with his tie and everything, looking exquisite. Then the man went inside and we were required to fill forms. So the fact that you belong to the University of Lagos should be a thing of pride, because it opened the way for me. When they brought the form that I should fill it, from where address, I said Faculty of Law, University of Lagos. I had not received a single lecture in law. I said Faculty of Law, University of Lagos. They took it to the man. The man means understand how somebody will come from Unilag, Faculty of Law. He graduated in accounting in OAU. Then he was eager to see the man. Probably it would be the Law Student Society, that they would dress in black suit and tie. He was expecting somebody that was looking dandy. When I came in my slippers, and the shower, the man, I could see the frown on his face. He was wondering, who is this? My hair was plenty, and it was naturally curled. And the man said, what can I do for you? I said, thank you very much, sir. The man was just restraining himself. I said, my name is Kunle Adegoke. Most people call me Krad. I'm a relation of Kunle Adegoke. I'm a friend to your cousin, Unilag. While I was the Secretary General of the Students' Union, he was the clerk of the house. We were expelled together with 3 others. I said, yes. Before the strong battle, Chief Khalifa was our lawyer. But along the line, I saw that it was better for me not to wait for the University of Ilorin to reinstate me. I went and wrote down all over again. I believe that one door is closed, another one was immediately open. I said, congratulations, I've been offered admission to study law in Unilag. The man was looking at me. I said, yes, I'm now resuming Unilag. You have lost 2 years to anti-military campaign. We have lost years as a result of current activities that attack the Students' Union president of Unilag. We lost time to ASU strike. So when I wrote JAMB in 1993, I got admission to enter Unilag in January 1995. I said, here I am. I came from my home with a little my parents to give. Kudos to them. They are really trying. But the little they gave could not complete my registration process. I need help urgently. How I came to think that you would be the best person to play this Father Christmas, I don't know. Whatever I can do, I will appreciate. At that point, the man sat back. He was just looking at me. He said, you mentioned that we have seen before. I can't recollect having ever seen you in my life. So I cannot take that as a statement of truth. But I earnestly believe that you are Dauda's friend, though I have never seen you before. You are Dauda's friend. That is how people of your orientation will talk. Came in here, you didn't even care if I send you out. But I appreciate your thoughts. No. I really appreciate your thoughts. So you have given admission to Unilag. I said, yes, to study law. I said, the man said, congratulations. He said, if I had the money, I would sponsor you all through. This is what I've been telling my brother to go and do, that he refused. Probably now with you, will be encouraged. Then we started talking as friends. We became friends. The man promised me that after a week I should come back. We will do something. I went back the following week. They gave me 500,000 kobo. With the 500 naira, I returned to Unilag. I concluded it was a lot of money then. How much was a civil servant earning? I told her I was getting 30 naira for 2 weeks. Somebody now gave me 500 naira. It was a good account. You got a talkie. I returned to Unilag, completed the registration. The little money that remained, I was used to manage myself for about a week or so. Then I had to look for survival. I started teaching. Those who will do jam, those who will do and whatever. An Indian lady employed me to come and teaching my daughter English. I was a very brilliant product of English studies. The only thing I did not have, that I still don't have today, is a certificate bearing BA English. But when it comes to speaking or writing it, I can bet you no longer. To God be the glory, I went into my studies in Unilag, but at the same time, the golden fish out hiding place. Activists on ground here that Kunle Adegoke was now a student of Unilag. They were looking for me. Some would come from different other universities. It was my first year that I decided to announce convention as the chairman of the NAS convention in Ahmadu Bello University Zaria Congo campus. It wasn't a new feat. Well, thank God that we were brilliant students. And in the University of Lagos, the most brilliant students were given accommodation free. So I was among those who enjoyed. That's why I tell you it's one of the best universities in the world. You must fight for these people. I'm telling you. They are here playing now. It's for them. And that was how I got accommodation in my second year. And we kept on. It wasn't easy. In the night, I would hunt crabs. On this road, this very road. You know, there is a jungle, a little forest on the other side. Then there was no environmental science building. We go in there, pick crabs, boil crabs with salt, then use to drink garden. Yes, I was detected because I was meant to be quiet so that I would be able to graduate. But activism did not allow. I was still so much into it, only that I refused to hold any office. In part 3, September 5, on my birthday, a list was released of those students who were suspended. I was number 6. Yes, when I was coming to the University of Lagos, because I didn't want them to know that the same Kunle Adegoke of Ilorin was the one coming, I removed Adegoke from my name. I registered Adegoke as Chief Okiki, but still, they knew I was the one. And after it was about 2 weeks, it was a kangaroo fire because it was very apparent that the university authorities were looking for activists with funds, and they used the pretense of cultism. There were some useless, reckless, never do well elements among the students then who chose to go into cultism. Let me tell you the use of cultism. When you go into it, you mortgage your soul. You pledge allegiance to the devil. You undertake to kill without blinking for a moment. Then, probably there will be about 19-20 secret cult groups. You can't join more than one. They told you that if you join them, you will be secure. They will protect you. Can one single group protect you against the enemy? Then when you mortgage your soul to them, you have exposed yourself to assassination at any time. And those idiots were fighting one another. They killed one of them. And the authorities used that opportunity to deal with the cultists, but slaughtered the name of 2 of us, known to be unrepentant Marxist revolutionaries. So that nobody would pity us. Everybody believed that we must have participated in cultism. And after about 2 weeks, I was expelled. That was my first portion. Yes, it took a rigorous fight to go to court to get an order to reinstate us. Justice Tajudeen Odunawo reinstated us May 1998. By then we had lost a year. Our colleagues had moved to part 4 by the time we came back. So we have to join those in part 3 where we left. Most of my courses were either 4 points, 5 points, 4 points, 5 points, 4 points, 5 points. There was no way anybody would say I was rusticated on academic grounds. I was too much, man. Let me tell you this. My time is up. Sorry, I'll round up now. Let me tell you this. How you can make the best use of a worst situation. By the time I got to part 2, I was already teaching those in year 1. When I got to part 3, I was teaching those in part 2. I started making money. Some will pay, some will give you food, some will give you books because I didn't have money to buy books. And when we got back to the university from the expulsion, the university refused to recognize the court order. I had to commence contempt proceedings to jail the vice chancellor. Mind you, along the line, when we did exams, and my mates were giving, my now new mates, my juniors before, were going to part 4, my own results were never released. They will below my results, then I will promote myself. When they were going to part 5, I promoted myself. It was in part 5. By then, I had become a Muslim. I was an atheist before. I didn't believe there was God. I was a complete atheist for at least 6 years of my life. No God. How could God exist? When there is so much disparity in the world, when there is so much violence, so much crisis, so much inequality, how could God exist? By please Almighty Allah to draw me back to Himself. That's the story for another day. Yes, I entered university in 1989. I finally graduated in the year 2000. Then, going to the law school. You'll find time. I'll come once again. I'll tell you more in your life. But today, while we are running off here, yes, the experience in the law school was very tough. It was very, very tough. And it took me another 3 years. I lost the court to bar with my mate, despite being one of the best graduating students. I lost my court to bar set. Then I had to join. They called me with the people who failed, called me seat students. They ultimate is that I must become a lawyer. So 2003, 14 years after I gained admission to the university, I finally became a lawyer. Yes. Crisis. I was between brother of crisis. So we were always happening to each other. But finally, when I became a lawyer, all that I lost, because by the time I was leaving Unilag, I was already 31 years old. I couldn't serve. By the time I finished the law school, I was already 34 years old. Then I went into law practice. Based on my credentials and my certificates, one of the best law firms in Africa applied that I should come and work for them. And that was why I got in there. After 1.5 years, my revolutionary spirit would not allow me to sit down there. I fought them. I left. My former lecturer, Dr. Maurice Bandere, said, who went now? We decided to team up together with another conspirator in crime, doctor, a PhD holder in law. He finished one of the best in Unilag. He finished one of the best in his master's, and he went for PhD here in the University of Lagos and got a distinction as the best graduating student, Dr. Adegoke. Now, Dr. Adegoke served. You can imagine, yes, we were stuck together, all those exposures. No, he wasn't in the A-level with me. We were together in Unilag. We were together in Unilag. We were stuck together. We were refused admission together to law school. We were denied the opportunity to sit together with our mates. We were denied the opportunity of being called together with our mates. Yes, Adegoke did not only become a PhD holder in law, he became one of the best legal minds in Nigeria. He rose and went into politics, became a commissioner, became Attorney General of Osun State, and later he became a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He is today the National Secretary of All Progressives Congress. Yes, we kept on the battle. And after 15 years in legal practice, I was qualified to become a senior advocate of Nigeria. Please, I know that among you, there are my mates. Among you, there are my children's mates. You may be wondering, how could you be my mates? Yes, if you are from the same background, full background, from where I came, you are my mates. What I experienced, you are likely to experience in terms of poverty. But I don't experience what I experienced in terms of activism. Go into activism, participate in student unionism. That is a place where you acquire the ability to address a congress, a mass of people, without being afraid. It's a training ground, but don't participate in irresponsible student unionism. The only non-secular organization recognized by the university is Students' Union. Aside from maybe Christian Association, Muslim Law Society, or whatever they recognize Students' Union. So there is nothing illegal for you to participate in Students' Unionism. But don't ever join them to destroy any university property. Don't join them to be rude to your lecturers. Tell them the truth. They may not like it, but it is your duty to say it as you understand it. You may be wrong, then they will correct you when you are wrong. If you are right, many of my lecturers said, I believe what Mr. Adegoke said was correct. And my mates were wondering, is this our mates? So if you are from the same background, kind of background where I came from, then you are my mates. You are likely to be hungry in the morning till evening. You will not have something to eat the following day. You are passing through the process I passed through. Did poverty prevent me from being what I am, the same way poverty must not prevent you from being what you need to be. You must struggle. For those who are from better homes, you are my children's mates. My children, my daughter told me, no, how can you bring master to come and pick me from school? Where is the Jaguar? Yes, she was in primary school. I looked at her. I said, the Jaguar that your father used some money to buy for me. Enter, my friend. She was, yes, she started living life where she found it. Yes, the same way you are living life where you found it. I live life where I found it. So please, don't think that you are super. And don't let the shoes of your parents be too big for you to wear. You must rise up higher and above them. If they are professors, you must be professor very first. It is not that you now say, that's the daughter of Professor so she turned out useless because you chose to live a useless life. Don't let them say that is the son of Justice so. It turned out to be an uncle, an ex-smoker. No, please, struggle. Among us in those days, those who refuse to go back to school, those who refuse to train themselves the way we did, some turned out, despite being final years when we were expelled, they turned out to become careful drivers. It is not a bad profession, assuming they were even disciplined with it. But they have become used to smoking, to drinking every day, and they couldn't live a responsible life. God Almighty shall